welcome you live to the iCar Pro Series Season number 3 race at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. We're here tonight. It is Nashville week all around the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, while the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series is at Nashville Super Speedway on Thursday. We take a trip down the road to Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway tonight for the iCar Pro Series. They also had their late model series race last night. I was actually in that race, finished 6th. Had to pit a couple unscheduled pit stops, but still a okay race for me. Made Cameron Chandler a bit angry, but that's besides the point. All right, here we go. Nashville Fairgrounds qualifying for the iCar Pro Series. It is race number 8 of the iCar Pro Series season. 7 races down, 8 remain this season. Just about halfway. Of course, I'm your host, as always, in iCar, Ethan Chandler. Joining me in the booth for the second straight week is going to be Landon Johnson, driver of the 88, and of course the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series for Johnson Motorsports. All right, Landon, cars on the racetrack for this warm-up session here at Nashville Fairgrounds. Never been here with iCar, the Pro Series in the past, so what do we expect? What do we expect to maybe see on pole?
I don't know, probably short track racing.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyways, down the front straightaway in the 1 and 2 goes Aiden Holes. He was suspended for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race here at Nashville this week. Matthew White's over on top of the world. Hunsicker is second. Chandler P3. Coming up Lanier in Georgia. Crazy race. Caution field. Gary Smith got his first career win there. We'll see what he can do tonight. So far on provisional pole, Matthew White is, of course, got 2 laps to qualify, I believe. Last lap for Hunsicker. Oh my God. He'll ride the wall, but it'll still be about half a second back on Matthew White, his teammate. Here is the 37. White Blair is 7th on lap 1. Gary Smith, your winner last week at Linear, so far 6th. Here comes Zane Ramon down the front straightaway. Here's the 70 of Wyatt Miller. C. Jerriman was top of the board for a minute in practice. He's currently 8th. Hard on the wall. Man. Flanagan goes 4th. Aiden Holes was 5th. Christian Herklotz now is 6th. Here's the 99 of Payson Lindsay down on a 1 and 2. He will finish his lap. Payson is going to be 4th. Here comes the 1 Ramon. I don't think he's put down a lap time. I feel like he's been on the racetrack for a while. New Choice Hotels paint scheme on the racetrack for him this week. Nice way there, 1 and 2. Bouncy. It's pretty bumpy here. I found that out hard. Oh my God, I can't talk. The hard way in the late model race last night. And Zane Ramon looks like he's going to pull it in. So far on provisional pole, it's Matthew White. Bryce Benton, though, is still yet to go, I believe. He obviously is always a pole position threat. Has the most poles in iCar this season. When the iCar late model polled last night, just seems like for some reason in iCar he's always winning the polls, but never really seems to win the race. In the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series lately, it's been the complete opposite. Unbelievable role that 9 of Bryce Benton has been on. 2 straight net wins now. 3 wins this season. The first 3 wins of his career after not winning a race in the Cup Series for 2 full seasons. All of a sudden is going to victory lane regularly now. Makes his way through 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Could he win yet another pole? Benton, lap 1, puts him 2nd behind Matthew White, and he backs it down. P2 for Bryce Benton.
I believe that's going to be the end of qualifying.
I don't think, or there's the 25 of Mason Ward, actually. Full-time Grand National driver. Hurricane Grand National he is. Mason Ward was 11th on his lap. Zane Ramon, I believe, is still making some time. He's going to come to the little oval. I believe this is the Legends Oval.
Bull Ring.
All right, about 30 seconds to go here. Zane Ramon doing some laps. This looks more like Lanier from last week. This little oval inside of the Nashville Fairgrounds here.
I mean, you gotta get laps where you can get laps, man.
I mean, there's a whole racetrack outside of here right there waiting, available, but okay.
Well, I mean, he gets a hamburger every time he goes down the back straightaway right there.
We know you would love that.
Whoa, I'm not Cole Wilson.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I beat Cole Wilson in iCar last night. Just shows my talent in this series, beating Cole Wilson. I mean, that's actually not that big of a feat. What am I saying?
Yeah, I mean, anybody can do that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we're live at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway tonight for race number 8 of the iCar Pro Series season and season number 3. Here we go. First ever time at the Nashville Fairgrounds. It's
You're getting a little excited. We got a warm-up session.
I hate the warm. Cameron, why? Every week I do this. We have this stupid warm-up session for some reason. It's annoying. I don't know what the point of it is. I really don't. We had half hour of practice. Why do we have to have this?
Who knows?
Cameron doesn't know how to make an iRacing session. That's why. He absolutely crashed out last night in the Indians. As his boyfriend's Cole Wilson is on his bumper back in the 3 and 4. All right, Landon Johnson, we're in Music City this week. Are you going to be visiting any of the bars around here?
Yes, sir. I think I'm like one of the only FedEx drivers that can.
I mean, Aiden Donahue can. What do you mean? You're not 21. Nice try.
18's close enough.
Huh?
No, nothing.
Unreal. Oh my God! Round goes to Cole Wilson. Oh.
He's about to get cooked. Back up the track.
Cameron Chandler racing with Matthew White. So 100 laps tonight here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Of course, as always, no halfway break. There was no cautions last night in the late model race, even to be in the fields.
They got a good battle going on right here.
Yeah, they always put on some sort of thing. These two. Oh, and around goes this. Oh, big hits all around. Oh, man.
Big. Nope. Don't live, guys.
All right. Oh, right on second. Nearly got absolutely destroyed by
they
Rice
are
Smith.
flipping almost right beside him.
Here's your winner last week, Gary Smith in the 97 car. One of the best paint teams I've ever seen.
That's what I was about to say. Can we get a zoom in of that, like the side of the car?
I wish, but iRacing's camera angles don't really work too well. Gary Smith swept the week last week in iCar at Lanier. All of a sudden was just the greatest driver of all time at Lanier. I feel like it's been a while since iCar wasn't at a short track at this point.
Yeah, that's another reason I don't run iCar.
Down the back straightaway. And back in a 1-2. Of course, iCar next week heads to Phoenix Raceway, which of course the NASCAR, iRacing, FedEx Cup, and Grand National Series both is. Then we got our Talladega after that.
Let's go.
That'll be a highly anticipated race. Of course, the rest of the league isn't going to Talladega. They go to Pocono that week. Oh, and oh, there they go in the wall.
Oh, Zane.
Oh, man. Oh, Mason Lindsay. Oh!
Oh, my God.
Upside down. And flipping. It's 37. Man.
And there goes Cameron Chandler running out of talent, coming out of turn 4.
He had talent?
Ran out of talent.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking, he had talent before?
Oh, yeah. He had a little
like,
bit.
I don't know about that one.
He's
All
at his
right.
prime.
Unbelievable. 5 minutes of Cameron Chandler BS warm-up sessions. But here we go. We're ready to go finally. From the Nashville Fairgrounds, kickstarting the broadcast at least. Nashville week for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, even though there's no Grand National race tomorrow night, which is kind of weird. But anyways, Landon Johnson, bring us through a top 10 starting positions here.
On the pole, it's Matthew White. Then on the outside of row number 1, we got Bryce Benton. Then we got season 4 FedEx Cup Series champion Braden Hutzinger. Then we got this guy thinks he owns the league or something. It's Cameron Chandler, you know. Got too many C's in his name. Then we got Jason Lindsay. Then the 35 of Flanagan. That's definitely how you say that. We got Aiden Hulls. They got wrecked me last week in FedEx. We won't talk about that. Then we got Ethan's boyfriend, Cole Wilson. We got Christian Herklotz, and then Gary Smith, last week's winner.
As we get ready to go here at the Nashville Fairgrounds for the NASCAR or the iCar Pro Series tonight. Classic racetrack. Of course, the rest of the league, well, I guess the only the Cup Series this week, goes to Nashville Super Speedway. We're Music City, and we're ready to go this week. One to go to the green flag. Nashville Super Speedway. No cautions in the late model race last night. That wasn't broadcasted. We'll see what we get today for the iCar Pro Series. Here on this beautiful Tuesday night in Nashville, Tennessee. Matthew White, Bryce Benson in the front row. We are racing from the classic Nashville Fairgrounds here in iCar. Side by side, back on a 3 and 4 White on the inside. Benson on that outside lane, trying to roll momentum. Who's going to lead lap 1 across the line? It'll be Bryce Benson leading the opening lap here in Nashville. To the inside back, though, goes Matthew White. Back to his door, side by side as they head down this back straightaway. Even looks like that's super speedway race at this point. Back through 3 and 4. Right up the racetrack goes Benson to get behind him, Cameron Chandler. Almost a little bit of contact. Door to door back into 1 and 2. Leaning on each other tight. Once again, heading down this back straightaway. And now Bryce Benton clear from second place into the race lead. Oh, we get a wreck. Around goes the 37. That was Wyatt Blair. You also get the 1 of Zane Rahman. He has damage. No caution. Caution's out.
Caution is out.
Yellow is out for the first time today. And Zane Rahman, brand new paint scheme on that race car. He is absolutely destroyed. Front end is missing. Let's take a look at what happened back here. So it all started with 37 of Bolero, I believe Aiden Holes, who's suspended for the Cup Series this week. Got him up. Oh, I don't know what that was at all. Oh, my God.
All the way up the track.
I don't know what that was. Oh, Zanerman, nowhere to go. Absolutely in the wrong place there. Let's ride along with him. I don't know what Aiden Holes was doing, to be honest. Let's watch. Look at the 42. He slows down and just turns it. And then, that's a helpless feeling. Straight into the wall, head on. Luckily for Zane, his motor didn't blow or anything, so he might be okay here if he can fix the front end. I'm not exactly sure what was going on there between those two. That just seemed kind of uncalled for. I don't know. Mason Ward, I believe, he took a free pass here. He initially missed the start from connection issues, but he should be back on the lead lap. Gets a lucky caution. So we're under the first caution of the night on lap 6. Bryce Benton. I feel like usually in these iCar races, he kind of loses the lead on lap 1 from starting on pole. Opposite here, starts second, takes the lead on the opening few laps. What a role he's been on in the league. Unbelievable to watch the rise of Bryce Benton. He's always been really quick the past few seasons, especially in the Cup Series, but never won a Cup race until Season 5. Now he's got 3 wins already in Season 5. Just 5 races in, which is just absolutely insane. I mean, he's even said it himself. He said it on the podcast, said it post-race Atlanta. He doesn't think he's the best driver, like, all race long. He just is in the right position at the right time to take advantage of a win here. So we've had some late race festivities, we'll call them, in some of these Cup races as of late. Choose this time by, and then we'll go back to Marina lap 9. Here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Such a great old style racetrack in just around Nashville, Tennessee. And Bryce Benton chooses the inside. I'm kind of surprised. I thought he might choose the outside again. That, of course, gave him the lead last time. A lot of 3 cars choose the inside there. Outside doesn't seem too bad, though, so I'm surprised more people aren't actually picking it. All right, going to be side by side on lap 9 for the restart. Zanderman missing his front nose here. As we are just about ready to go. It's a good restart earlier for Bryce Benton. What can he do now on the inside lane? We're going to actually extend the caution. For some reason.
I think we have a lineup issue, maybe?
Not exactly sure. Go 1 degree now. Nothing's really changed in the lineup. I'm not really sure what's going on. All Payson Lindsay said is that he hates Cole Wilson.
That definitely deserved an extra lap.
All right. Ready to go back racing on lap number 10. A little bit longer extended caution flag. Working the first one of the night. Pace car, though, is finally back in. Bryce Benton, Matthew White, here on the front row for the restart. Back to green. That's a good jump by the 9. Better than Matthew White got earlier. And now he clears White down in a 1 and 2, but Matthew White fighting back in the outside lane. Side by side, almost racing each other really tight as they head down the back straightaway, almost sideways from the 9 of Benton. White on the outside, once again carrying momentum around that in that 18 car. He might clear Benton here, and he will. Outside, like I said, doesn't take off the best, but immediately in the turn number 1, they get the momentum, and Matthew White retakes the lead from pole.
Unsicker's going to try and take second.
That's what I'm saying about the outside lane here. Cameron Chandler back there as well, and Bryce Benton could be freight trained. Oh, he's loose at the bottom. Might lose second, he will. Now he's got Chandler to his outside. Benton all of a sudden falling back. Chandler clears him for 3rd, and Bryce Benton restarted first. About 3 laps to go. Contact. Payson Lindsay and Cole Wilson. Now Garrett. Oh, hit a crash. In the back around goes CJ. Oh my God. Gets slammed by the, I believe, the 37 of Wyatt Blair. And absolutely gets destroyed. Mason Ward also spins. CJ Irvin has big back end damage there. Let's take a look. So, Wyatt Miller is inside. Wyatt Miller's been known for causing a lot of issues in that game. He caused another one there. And then Irvin trying to back it down. Oh, man, nowhere to go. Leave for Blair. Kind of just bad place there. Let's ride along with him. Second caution of the night already. So he's He's way back on Erdman here. I'm not exactly quite sure why. I don't know why I gassed it up, to be honest. If he just kind of slowed down there, he would have been okay. I guess maybe was it expecting yellow? I'm not really sure. And that kind of destroyed his race car more than CJ's. And they're pitting here once again. Not been a good race for Blair so far. Already involved in 2 accidents. All right. The outside, how about that? Seems pretty solid so far. I've been very impressed that that's been working, these restarts. All right. So working the second yellow flag of the day here at Nashville Fairgrounds. I believe they're all good on fuel. I don't think we're going to have a required pit stop for fuel in this race. There's Gary Smith, winner last week at Linear, currently runs 7th. And there's the zoomed in practice last week picture. As Landon Johnson wanted to see that earlier.
I'm gonna be interested to choose, like, is somebody like a, never mind, I was gonna say somebody like a Bryce or a Hammer gonna give up the inside to be on the preferred outside lane.
The outside doesn't get the best initial launch, but on the outside through 1 and 2, it's really, really solid, and you usually can take the lead, so we'll see what happens. First time the leader chooses the high side, though. Alrighty, ready for this restart on lap 18. Here at Nashville Fairgrounds. Back to green. Big restart. Yeah, Matthew White got a nice jump. So they head back into 1 and 2 on the bottom. He is going to probably clear the 8 of Chandler. He might try to get side by side with Hunsicker as they head down the back. Braden Hunsicker, who led the most laps at Lanier, ended up losing the race late. Running now, trying to battle for second. He squeezes Chandler down into 1 and 2. Oh, Wilson on the bottom of Bryce Spencer, who actually got to the outside lane. Oh, Chandler slides up the racetrack. Still, though, trying to keep it down on the bottom. He'll lose that spot. Looks like the Hunsicker and falls back to 3rd. Now he goes to the outside lane, trying to make something happen. Here's Bryce Benton. Oh, Cole Wilson saves it down to the bottom. Wilson's trying to fall back in the line here. Might lose another spot here to maybe fall back to 9th. Flanagan, new QM driver, looks like. Jason Lindsay battling with Gary Smith for 5th place here. Out front here comes Hunsicker trying to reel in his teammate in the Cup Series, Matthew White. You can see how bumpy this racetrack is. I can tell you from first-hand experience in the late model, it is very, very, very bumpy. Especially down to the 1 and 2. These cars, just look at the corner exit there. It is so hard to control sometimes. Umber to the back of his Cup Series teammate. Hunsicker trying to look to the inside there in white. So they go side by side down the front straightaway. Cannot keep it in line, though. Here comes Chandler to the outside lane of Hunsicker. Trying to take 2nd place away. He just gets there. Oh, we got Pace and Lindsay nearly losing control back here. Saves it. Now Gary Smith, who is outside, and they're door-to-door for 2nd place. That's Smith and Lindsay. Side by side for P2. And now Chandler looks like he might clear Hunsicker. So they head back into 1 and 2, and he will for P2. Oh, Matthew White got really loose all of a sudden in that 18 car. Chandler back there in 2nd, Hunsicker 3rd. He's on his bumper. Back in a 1 and 2. Again, the racing back here side by side. Lindsay losing more spots. Here's Herklotz too, inside in that 55 machine. Way up the racetrack, now goes Pace and Lindsay. Here's Cole Wilson, who's inside. Matt was side by side for 7th place. Cole Wilson got up to 9th at one point in this race, trying to break inside the top 5 again. Herklotz running a new 18-minute number here in the 55 and 6th. Your new Grand National points leader, and the caution's out again. Suspects, it looks like it's Wyatt Miller, who apparently has a die cast that's been made for him by Lionel. Lionel, if you're watching, maybe we can have some of our guys. Oh, maybe we just Aiden Holt's cleaning someone out. Maybe we can have some of our FedEx guys like Matthew White, Cameron Chandler, Braden Hunsicker, Bryce Benton. Maybe they can get some die casts made. I don't know if you just cleaned them out or not. We'll try to take a look from this angle. Yeah. Pretty obvious there. I don't really understand what Aiden Holes was doing, to be honest. I don't think you can really defend that. Oh, and he's not very happy with Aiden Holes. We have some cars that have pitted. First one's Pace and Lindsay. Most of your leaders thus do stay out, and these two are not pleased with each other. These cars are taking tires. Go maybe off strategy here under the 3rd caution of the day on lap 30. Pace and Lindsay off at first, gets 4 tires. More damaged cars back here. Maybe 2 undamaged cars are the ones that pitted. Whereas most of your top 7 or so stay out. All right, Wood started on pole. Lost the lead early on, but regained it here and is back, of course, the lead in this race. All right, well, once again, we're under the caution here from the Nashville Fairgrounds. Of course, it seems like it's kind of a short week this week. Remember to choose this time. I have both choosing outside Chandler and White. Front row is going to go to Braden Hunsicker in the inside lane here. Benton also chooses outside, and then that'll Gary Smith the second row. That just shows how the outside all of a sudden has gained a lot of trust in these drivers. I was saying earlier, of course, it seems like a short week, no Grand National race tomorrow. They have the week off. We'll be back next week in Phoenix. Seems like a short week, but we did have a late model race that wasn't broadcast last night. Of course, good iCar tonight, Cup on Thursday at Nashville Super Speedway. And Lobby's return for the 2nd straight week number 39 here on Friday. Of course, that Lobby schedule will be announced tomorrow like it usually is. All right, here we go, lap 33. Back to green. 3rd caution. The day is now over. Back to racing we go at Nashville Fairgrounds. Hunsicker trying to go side by side with Matthew White, gets a good restart. There to the door of the AS18 cars, they head down the back straightaway. Sends it down to the 3 and 4 side by side. Keeping it on the bottom nicely. They head in a 1 and 2 yet again. More contact being made by these top 2. They continue to rough each other up. Hunsicker slides. Back to 3 and 4. Chandler waiting that back there in 3rd. Can you try to do something? Gary Smith, your winner at Lanier last week on the bottom. Now Matthew White is clear on Hunsicker on the outside lane. Hunsicker, though, trying to squeeze it back in there on that 77 car. Chandler in the 8th, back outside. For 2nd. Bryce Benton again to the outside. It seems like the inside lane got a good restart that time by. Now it's starting to fall off. Gary Smith almost being stuck 3 wide middle of the back. Cole Wilson's not had a very good day. 3 wide, heading down back straightaway, front straightaway, back in a 1 and 2. Remember those fresh tires of Pace and Lindsay's car, what can you do with them? Not much those fresh tires mean tonight. 4th, 3rd, contact! Huntsicker and Benton. Huntsicker kind of concedes the position. Now for the lead, here comes Chandler and White. Top 2 pretty much throughout iCar's history, the top 2 best drivers. We got a spin, Aiden Holes goes around. Looks like we're gonna go caution. I'm not really sure what that needed to be a caution, but okay. Let's see. Oh. I mean, I don't gotta look at a better angle. I don't know if White Miller came down and maybe get some revenge there. Erdman hit the wall pretty decently there as well. These two have been going at it, though. I want to ride from the blimp here. Wyatt Miller. He definitely, yeah, he comes down. That's for sure. And then spins him out. Erdman. CJ hits the wall pretty decently there. Yeah, those two, I mean, they haven't been the best of friends in this race, let's be real. The caution again, coming lap 40. Okay. Cole Wilson pitting with Gary Smith. Still yet to see any of top 4 pit. Same thing with Herklutz, Flanagan, Lee Miller as well. All right, working to yellow again at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Of course, iCar usually, of course, starts off the week. If we're not going to maybe like a track that would want to race that, they go to some sort of short track that's nearby. Of course, Nashville Fairgrounds, obviously nearby Nashville Super Speedway, which is where, of course, the Cup Series goes for their 5th straight season on Thursday. But they're a different car for the Cup Series here at Nashville Super Speedway this week. Ran the next gen for 3 seasons, ran the Gen 6 there last season with the only ever Gen 6 race in the Cup Series history. Now we're running the Gen 4, obviously, which is full-time this season. Only track that has had, gonna have 3 cars raced at in Cup Series history. It's not possible at any other racetrack. Choosing again. Benton will choose the outside or inside, and the top 2 choose outside here. So we've seen definitely a lot more cautions than we had last night in the late model race. 0 in that one. So we'll see what we get on this restart for lap 43. All right, pace cars in yet again. Matthew White, Bryce Benton on the front row, restarting on lap 43 in iCar. Really, what a jump by the outside lane. Top 2 are already clear, and now they're 3 wide, back at a 1 and 2. Benton, a terrible launch down to the bottom. Oh, Lindsay sideways saves it. Very odd restart. Outside, absolutely went. Now Wyatt Miller up the racetrack he goes. Fresh tires, remember Gary Smith in the 97 and Cole Wilson. Miller again getting kind of shuffled around. He's been all over the place all race long. He's way up the racetrack, 3 wide. Yet again back to the 3 and 4. Miller back into the 10th place. And back into the. Yeah, these two got into. I think you missed it, Lynn. I don't know where you went. They spun each other out again, bringing out the last caution. Here goes Bryce Benton to the inside on Pace and Lindsay. 4th. Oh, and they're crashing each other yet again. Aiden Holes got sent up the racetrack, and he is destroyed. Man. Looks like we might stay green, though. Looking back at the leaders, Bryce Benton has fallen back. Down to the inside lane. Might fall back to 7th here. Oh, Wilson on his outside. Not the best restart sequence for Bryce Benton. Back to 7th place he goes.
I mean, 4th, 5th, and 6th is on new tires.
It is kind of a mixed bag here. You have different strategies all around. Side-by-side contact between Gary Smith and Payson Lindsay. Up the racetrack they go, but yet again back to 3 and 4. Oh, Wilson trying to follow in line with Gary. So those top 3 kind of look untouchable, even with the new tires behind them. Oh, Gary Smith nearly gets dumped. He will get dumped. Payson Lindsay looks like he just overdrove the corner. And your winner at Lanier last week, he is destroyed. Gary Smith, and that thing is not going to turn down on a 1 and 2.
Yeah, that right front is grazed over.
You gotta be careful with this. Not exactly the best place to stop, and he brings out the yellow. Caution's out.
That's gonna be a race ending. I don't think they have a reset, do they?
No, they don't. Only time they have that in lobbies. Let's see here. Payson. Oh yeah, I don't know. If
He just
misjudged
overdosed
it.
it.
Yeah, I don't know. Not really sure. Obviously, that destroys Gary Smith's car. I want to see what happened with Wyatt Miller's and Aiden Holes the other lap. So you can get a better angle at that. Because these two, that's the 3rd incident they've been involved in. I believe Paul Wilson takes the lead because Matthew White, Chandler, and Hunsaker Pettit. Actually, I don't know if he just got loose. I'm not really sure, but we got leaders on pit road here.
Everybody down.
Yeah, actually, Bryce Benton stays out. He's the only one that hasn't pitted yet. I'm shocked.
He's been falling through the field too. That's surprising.
Yeah, I don't know about that call at all. Off pit road is going to be Matthew White for a 2nd, Chandler, 3rd, Hunsaker, 4th, Herklotz. Basically a halfway break here, but unscheduled, obviously. Caution's out. I don't know why Bryce Benton stays out here.
Wish we could dial him up, but we can't.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, caution on lap 53 at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Here comes the 94 senior ribbon back off to the racetrack. So one is Zaner Bond, of course, missing his front end. Still. Somehow they haven't found Zane's front end. All right, Landon Johnson, what have been your thoughts on the race so far?
I don't know. I thought it was gonna be a lot cleaner, but like we're averaging like a caution per like 8 or 10 laps. I just thought it was gonna be a lot cleaner than last week.
Yeah, Linear had a bit of an excuse. That was like the Coliseum, basically. This is just typical short tracks, and it had less cars than last week, so I'm not really sure why this is happening.
We got a new top 4.
Yeah, we do. All right, here we go for the restart. Back underway, Cole Wilson stays out, so does everybody else in the top 4, and he is easily clear away from the lead. Not really sure why Bryce Benton doesn't pit here. He's the only car hasn't pitted yet in this race. Oh, and the wall hard, Matthew White, and around goes the 35 of Flanagan. He wrecks down the back straightaway under caution again.
And that is what Bryce Benton was wanting right there, early caution.
I mean, so assuming he pits. So Flanagan here just kind of...
Matthew got on the wall.
Yeah, Matthew White hit the wall pretty decently there. I gotta look for the blimp here to get a better angle at all this. So Flanagan there in the 35. Matthew White just overcooks it into the wall hard. I think maybe Flanagan reacts, came down on Hunsaker a little bit. Hunsaker came up ever so slightly. Kind of just a racing deal. They come to pit road. Flanagan in his debut. way that he wanted to have that go. Bryce Benson again is staying out. I mean, there's not really a reason to stay out. Probably should have just pitted earlier. All right.
I think he needs to hire a crew chief driver.
Yeah. And there's the leading. Cole Wilson only has one iCar win in his career. It was back at Road Atlanta.
I wonder how bad that's going to affect Matthew, though. He pancaked that wall pretty bad.
I'm trying to look at the damage on the 18 car. Doesn't look too bad cosmetically, but you don't know what's going on under the car. Jason Lindsay's just riding the tail of Cole Wilson here for some reason. Where's Andermon? They still haven't found his front bumper. I'm not really sure what they're doing. All right. This has been a pretty caution-filled race, let's be honest,
Yeah.
here at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Look, last week was a little better since we were at least getting more than a couple laps.
iCar at these short tracks especially has been pretty caution-filled lately. We're back to Curran. That was kind of a mess. Last week at Linear was kind of a mess also. This is kind of a mess. Racing though, is good, but unfortunately we've had some untimely cautions. A restart on lap 60. Bryce Benson's the only car in the field that hasn't seen pit road today. Back to green.
Big stack up on the inside.
Yeah, Benson did not go. Oh, he's going to almost door slam Hunsaker as they head back into 1 and 2. He's going to fall to 5th. Matthew White, of course, got jumped by both. Oh, we got a spinner in the wall hard. Wyatt Miller again. He saves it somehow. I'm not really sure we're under caution for that.
I don't even think he hit the wall. If he did, he barely did.
Yeah, it's not really supposed to be a yellow. Let's look better. I was completely zoomed in. Let's look here. We just misjudged that completely. Yeah, that's a pretty bad caution call. Under caution again here at Nashville.
Please tell me Bryce is pitted.
Yep, there he goes, finally. Finally, brace that thing to pit road. Cole Wilson, though, still leading. All right.
I think I jinxed us. We went from like 10 lap runs to like 4 lap runs.
Yeah, nice try, Landon Johnson.
You're welcome.
Unbelievable.
Well, I'm gonna unjinx this. We're gonna have a 36 lap run to the green, to the checkered. Calling it right now.
36 laps. I'm not really sure about that with how this race is going. All right. Of course, there's absolutely nothing going on tomorrow night. No broadcast, no nothing, no race in the league. Kind of just have an off day randomly on a Wednesday, which is usually Grand National. But of course, Grand National is off this week. So we have to have 22 Grand National races, 25 Cup races in a season, points paying races. So that means a couple of off weeks for Grand National. Chose Nashville as the right one. Going to choose here again. The top choose outside. Gives Cameron Chandler the front runner now. I will say, I don't know how you feel about it, Atlanta, but I will say the choose cone over the last season, from last season now, the beginning of this season, in the league has really, really made a difference. It made this league the whole restart process so much better.
Oh, I love the choose cone. I can gain 3 or 4 rows, or I can lose 3 or 4 rows. Just whatever line you want to be in.
Restart with 36 to go here from the Fairgrounds.
Bryce Benton's going to restart P10, I believe.
Fresh tires, so in the 9 car. Great restart for Cole Wilson again. Side by side for second place behind him between Lindsay and Chandler. Sicker and White also back there. Cole Wilson, they're just trying to pull away with the door-to-door racing. Contact. Chandler moves Lindsay way up the racetrack and clears him. In the P2 goes that 8 car. Now Hunsicker trying to get to his bumper as well. Almost contact, Hunsicker and Lindsay. Door-to-door, back to 3 and 4. 77 drops it in deep. Matthew White coming back there as well. Side by side for P3. Well, Hunsicker washing that 99 up the racetrack again. And for the lead, they're starting the battle between Chandler and Wilson. Bryce Benson already up to 6th place on those fresher tires back there in the 9. For the lead, here comes Cameron Chandler, trying to go around the outside on Cole Wilson. He gets there, they're side by side, back through 1 and 2, make the contact. Hunsicker trying to get into the battle as well. And Chandler is clear for the race lead. Braden Hunsicker back there now in 3rd. Trying to pass Cole Wilson. Wilson back on the bumper though, the 8 car, but he gets moved up the racetrack by that 77. Here's Braden Hunsicker to the bottom, almost contact again. More contact back in the 3 and 4. Yeah. Braden cannot find a way around Cole Wilson. He's back to his bumper. Gonna maybe shove him around a little bit here. Oh, it's up the racetrack. Way goes that 2 car.
Bryce up to 5th.
He's coming on those fresher tires. Cameron Chandler, though, still leads. Second place battle is going on. He likes to see this in his rearview mirror. These 2 battling side by side.
Here comes Matthew, though.
White on the bottom, in 4th. Braden Hunsicker still cannot clear that 2 of Cole Wilson. Now he is into 2nd. Here comes Matthew White for 3rd. Remember, hit the wall. Still hasn't seemed to have maybe the best car after that, and more contact being made by Cole Wilson and Matthew White. Bryce Benson also coming in. Matthew White easily clears Cole Wilson. Wilson, though, going to try to make a drive bomb back to the inside. Cannot get there. Here's Benson. Trying to get for, we had a spinner. Oh, my Lord. I swear to God, I thought he was going to come in front of your leader, Cameron Chandler. That probably would have got him banned for life, but luckily for him, that doesn't happen. Battle for 4th. Caution! Not exactly sure what it's for. Oh, it's again Wyatt Miller. Oh my God. So he got lapped. Yeah, that was. I don't know what he was going so slowly, and then he spins.
I think he's trying to set a record for most cautions caused in an iCar race.
I'm not exactly sure what that was, to be honest. That wasn't great. Oh, and now we're wrecking. Oh my God, what is going on? Okay. Cars are pitting here.
Cole Wilson, first one back down pits.
Mason Lindsay also pits. Chandler, Hunsicker, White, Benton will stay out. Wyatt Miller's hit just about everything in this race, I feel like. CJ Erdman only takes fuel, I believe. He's going to be up to 5th. Off pit road first, maybe 2 tires for Erdman. There goes Cole Wilson as well. White Miller jumps a couple of people. Actually, he's a lap down.
Tire wear is definitely a factor in this race. I was about to say right before that caution, Braden, Matthew, and Cameron all pitted at the same time. Payson and Cole Wilson pitted at the same time. They were the first ones to pit. They started to fall off that run right there.
All right. So we're going to restart with about 20 laps to go here. I come to the choose this time by. Here we go. Outside top two. White going to go on the inside here. There goes Benson. Restart with 21 laps remaining. Starting to get to the ends of this one. What can we see other drivers do to challenge Chandler? Braden Hunsaker's probably due for a win. He dominated a linear last week. Looks pretty quick tonight. Could he steal one from now third place? C. Jerriman down there in fourth on the bottom. How about that? Bryce Benson lining up third on the outside lane. Here we go. Back to green. Good restart for that eighth. And a little bit dicey back there as they head back into 1 and 2. Way up the racetrack goes Christian Herklotz in the 55. Hunsaker clearing in second place. They're door-to-door for third. Almost making contact between Matthew White and Bryce Benson. Cole Wilson, remember, on fresh tires in that 2-car behind him. 20 laps to go. On the bumper of Chandler, your leader, goes Hunsaker. Oh, Chandler got loose. Braden Hunsaker trying to be on the charge. Battle for third is still going on. They're leaning on each other big time. Can Cole Wilson take advantage of any racing going on now? He'll go to the outside now, and Matthew White moves the 9-car up the racetrack. But there's still side-by-side contact down the back straightaway. More contact being made. In the wall a little bit went Bryce Benson. Oh, again, they slam doors. Going at it for third place. Way up the racetrack. Nicholas Benson through the middle. Squeezing his way through the middle is the two of Cole Wilson. Banging off both Benson and White. And here comes Lindsay. White's falling back.
Clear.
Oh! Way up the racetrack goes the two.
Top two is broken away.
Yeah, these guys back here are absolutely going at it finally. Bryce Benson, it looks like he's cleared in the third place. No, not yet. Here comes Wilson back on the bottom. But now it gets clear. And now you got 99 of Lindsay to the outside as well. Absolutely going at it. Lindsay into fourth. White back there in sixth. Oh, way up the racetrack goes Bryce Benson into the wall almost. He's going to lose 2 spots, maybe 3. Oh, contact! And around goes Cole Wilson into the wall of Bryce Benson. Benson has nose damage. The nose is gone. And the caution's out with 14 laps to go.
Was sliding.
Let's take a look. 14 to go. Yellow is out. Let's see. So on the bottom, of course, well, let's watch here for a minute. Lindsay just moves Benson. Lindsay moves Benson, and then Benson got a run, and then, Wilson just came down.
Wilson just comes up.
Nowhere for Price to go. And he gets 35. Flanagan also spun out. And then right along with Bryce Benson here. Landon Johnson, give us your analysis of this crash while we ride along with the 9.
All right, you see we're going down the back straightaway. We're out front. going into the corner. We just get absolutely moved up the track. Touch the wall a little bit. Come back that straightaway. And it just had nowhere to go.
Wow. I mean, the hard racing was going on for a while there, and then they finally, Matthew Wett's pitting here. Finally just came together. White will roll off pit road first. He's on fresh tires. They're going to restart in 7th. 12 to go. Caution's out. Really coming down to the closing stages of this race. A lot of cautions today, though.
I like the top 2's the favorites now. I mean, Bryce is out. Matthews, I mean, he's going to be on fresh tires. He's going to have a little under 10 to go.
Yeah, Unsicker could be you could try to race Chandler for the win here. We'll see. Those top 2 seem very, very good. Benton, of course, probably out of the race.
He's a lap down, yeah. It's basically race over.
All right, coming to the choose here. Restart with 9 to go. We expect the top 2 to maybe choose the outside, but can Hunsicker maybe surprise us late in the race?
And go one inside, one out. Oh, nope, both to the outside.
Pace and Lindsay on the front row here.
Oh boy.
And we know Lindsay gets aggressive. What kind of restart will he have? And if he has a good one, how deep will he drive it down in a 1?
I mean, he's got decent tires on him. Just depends if he get any front end damage from getting into Bryce.
All right, here we go. 9 laps to go at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Chandler Lindsay on the front row. Back to green. Ooh, Chandler almost slid around a little bit on the restart, but got a good jump on Pace and Lindsay, and they're clear. Down in a 1 and 2, but now Lindsay on the bottom of Hunsicker for 2nd place. Braden wants to try to get clear of this 99 as soon as possible. He's not going to be stuck racing with him, but he's... Look at the 99 of Lindsay down to the 3 and 4. Drives it pretty deep. Side by side, still with Hunsicker down through 1 and 2 again. 8 laps to go. Hunsicker trying to desperately get clear of Pace and Lindsay, but isn't yet. Now he is. Lindsay back to 3rd. Fresh tires. Matthew White in that 18 already up to 4th place. Starting to battle with Pace and Lindsay as well for 3rd. Now Braden Hunsicker trying to run down your leader, Cameron Chandler. Up front they go. Down the backstretch, and Lindsay getting passed by the 18 of Matthew White. To the inside he goes. And up the racetrack goes Chandler. Coming to 6 to go. Here comes Hunsicker. Down to the bottom. Matthew White the 3rd on those fresh tires. Hunsicker on the bottom of Cameron Chandler. But Matthew White is there. Fresh tires in the 18. He's into the inside for 2nd. He is flying. Oh, Brandon Hunsicker sideways, and he's going to nearly crash. Saves it, but collects almost Pace and Lindsay. In the 3rd goes Cole Wilson.
How was that not a crash?
I don't know. Front nose damage, and Pace and Lindsay has lost his front end. But up front, here comes Matthew White to the inside of Chandler. Side by side for the lead, and it clears him. Fresh tires, what a drive up from 7th to now the lead in just about 6 laps. With 4 laps to go now. Lindsay now falling back with the front end. Back to 6th he goes. But absolutely on the move, Matthew White, and he's just pulling away from Cameron Chandler. Pace and Lindsay is just not having the race he wanted to see at the end here. Back to 7th. 2 laps to go at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Cole Wilson now in 3rd. Hunsicker fell back to 4th, was battling for the lead earlier. Side by side, Urban trying to break inside to the top 5 here with Flanagan. Under the white flag this time by 1 lap to go for Matthew White. Oh, and the wall. Pace and Lindsay crashes here down the back straightaway. Collects Saint Roman. The white flag came out anyways. down the backstretch for the final time, down to the 3 and 4 for Matthew White. What a drive on the final restart, comes up with fresh tires, gains 7 spots, and is going to win at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Wow. Unbelievable, unbelievable pace. Pilot 18 in the closing laps. Incredible. Where did he come from?
I don't know. He pitted with like 10 to go, and I said he didn't have a chance.
Well, Landon, I think you're a little bit wrong there.
Yeah. He was my pre-race pick anyways, so.
Matthew White will burn it down. He wins iCar at Nashville Fairgrounds in an insane comeback. What a victory for the 18 car. Probably one of the most impressive iCar wins he's ever had. I mean, just a comeback. What a drive through the field. Unbelievable. I haven't been more impressed for a Matthew White win in a long time. That was really, really impressive. I mean, I know he's on fresh tires, but not... I mean, it looks like he was on fresh tires at Richmond. Like, this was Nashville Fairgrounds, and the tires weren't even that much fresher than everyone else's. Especially with all the cautions in this race. Just really impressed by the 18 of Matthew White. And he drives through to win this race. First iCar win in a while. Oh, and he hits the wall. First overall league win in a while. He's only had like one in the last month I can really recall. Actually, two. Of course, Grand National at Sonoma, and then Cup race at Richmond this season. Other than that, besides this win, I really can't think of anything since like last December, or even before that. I'm not really sure. His last Cup Series win before at Richmond, I believe, was all the way back at Martinsville last season. But Matthew White goes to victory lane tonight here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. So, really, really good one. And we got post-race interviews coming up. Payson Lindsay and Braden Hunsick are going at it in the iRacing chat right now. They are not very happy with each other. All right, but we will have post-race interviews coming up from Nashville Fairgrounds. Definitely a pretty chaotic race, all things considered, comparing it to last night. 9 cautions tonight. Last night in the late model race at 0. So, yeah.
Yeah, you jinxed us there.
I know I did. Average Ethan Trendler moment. All right, so post-race interviews are coming up from, I was about to say Legacy Atlanta for some reason.
You're a week late, bud.
Yeah, I know. Nashville Fairgrounds, so we're not going to interview Matthew White because he doesn't want to ever do an interview because he's fat.
Everybody's too cool for interviews anymore.
All right, real quick, we're going to bring in Payson Lindsay here. Him and Braden Hunsick are having a bit of a fight. Payson Lindsay, you got into it with Braden Hunsicker there. You ultimately finished 8th. You lost your nose there. He was pretty mad at you for some other things also. What was going on between you and him late in the race?
Yeah, I mean he just lost it on his own and then came back down into me. I mean I don't know why he didn't just keep it on the wall, but he came down right in front of me and killed my race car. I think we probably had a top 3, maybe top 2 car if we had the top on a restart, but I mean just don't really know what he was doing there. I mean I got hit by just about every single race car today, and of course I get the short end of the stick, so we'll just see what we can do on Thursday.
So, yeah, of course, you and Braden Hunsick are obviously 2 Cup Series veterans. You've been racing in the league for years together. Always had pretty decent battles. This is kind of unexpected. Do you think this could continue?
We'll have to see on Thursday.
All right. Well, Payson, we'll see you after the no action tomorrow night. We'll see you at Nashville Super Speedway for the Cup Series this Thursday.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Payson Lindsay. Coming up next, we'll see if we have any more other interviews after this. And he's gone. All right, and now he's back. Coming up next should be, I believe, Zayn Rahman. Zayn Rahman, you guys fought damage all race long. First caution, your nose was completely gone. You finished ninth still. Last car, though, on the lead lap. What was kind of the struggle to just not even be able to really repair the damage today?
Well, thanks to Aiden Holes decided to pull a skill issue on lap 3. He just decided to hook me up, not holding a spray. You know, let me just restart this. Pretty much I had terrible luck all race, so I'm pissed. I try to do this every week, but apparently people just decide to like be and drive with people just decide to drive that people I'm sorry, I'm just pissed. I'm just really pissed right now. I can't even put words to describe this whatsoever.
Well, of course, no Grand National race tomorrow night. They have the week off. They don't come travel to Nashville this week. Will we see you in Thursday's Cup race?
No, I won't. I will be participating in another event to which I can't disclose yet, but I will make my cup return at Phoenix, and yeah.
All right. Well, Zane, we will see you for a packed week of action next week from Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah. Wyatt Miller, if you're hearing this, you are a disgrace to run the India flag every race.
All right, Zane. Well, we'll see you in Phoenix.
All right, thank you.
That was Zane Rahman. I don't think we have any other post-race interviews here. So, Landon, I don't really know what to think of this one. Some peppers flaring.
I don't know.
What a comeback for Matthew White.
Yeah, short track tempers like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. Short tracks producing like wreckfest. I don't think we need 3 short tracks in a row again.
Yeah, of course, next week is Phoenix for the iCar Pro Series. Absolutely nothing tomorrow. We get the day off. Nothing happening. It's very weird to have a Wednesday with nothing going on. Of course, the Grand National Series is off this week, so no Grand National race. The Cup Series, though, back on Thursday from the Nashville Super Speedway. They have their annual race there at Nashville. First one with the Gen 4 car under the lights, as always, here at Nashville. So it should be very, very fun. All right, well, that'll do it tonight for the iCar Pro Series. Enjoy the day off tomorrow for all our drivers and everyone involved with the league. Of course, we will see you on Thursday night for the NASCAR Racing FedEx Cup Series from Nashville Super Speedway, race 6 of the season. Good night from Nashville Fairgrounds. Enjoy the day off. We will see you from Nashville Super Speedway on Thursday for the Cup Series.